My Apple Pencil tip is about to die. Like, really die. Look, even the middle tip is showing. And it's made a crime scene out of my paper like screen cover. And the issue is not that it looks ugly, it's that it's literally ruining my lines. Or at least that's what I think. But check this out. I tried to make a thin line, and there is this weird blob that comes at the beginning that is just annoying. And even if you change the settings, the brushes, everything, it keeps showing up. So I said, alright, let's just buy new tips, right? I guess I'm just gonna get the originals, but what the fuck? I mean, check this price. I just was in shock. You know what, Apple, go yourself. I'm not paying that much just for a few tips. But as an artist who gets things done, I bought these Chinese tips, no brand, no nothing. I just got them from the internet. But I got them for half of the price and there are 6 tips included. And they are all different, like there are normals, transparents, metallics, and these metallic ones, I feel like they're gonna ruin my life and break my iPad, but whatever, content is content, right? So today we're gonna test them all. Alright, first things first. We're going to let my Apple Pencil tip rest in peace, but before that, I'm gonna see if the issue is my Apple Pencil tip or my Apple Pencil has something wrong. So let's check this out. Oh my god, okay, hold on, this is really an improvement. I mean, just by changing the tip, my problem is fixed. That's impressive. The blob is completely gone. The lines come clean, and I wasn't really expecting this, but wow, a win is a win, I guess. Honestly, if you have the same issue, I think buying any tip might just be the real solution. But now comes the real test. Which one of these 6 tips is really fit for drawing and which are not? So I'm gonna do 3 tests: a writing, a straight line, and a curve line test. Let's begin with my almost dead Apple Pencil tip as a subject test. The writing is not that bad, but it's not great actually. I'm getting this wobbliness on the straight lines, and on the curve lines it shows even more, and that's kind of fucked up. It definitely needs to retire. Alright, let's begin with the white ones, the ones that don't have any metal. Alright, this feels like my Apple Pencil is coming alive again. I mean, it's like if it were new. I feel I have so much more control. I can do fine lines without issue, the pressure is responding well, and yeah, I would use this one for sketch, liner, pretty much everything. It's not as wobbly as my Apple Pencil tip was. So yeah, this one's nice. Alright, next one. This one looks and is extremely soft. I feel like I'm drawing with a cotton swab or something, but it's not amazing for writing. I'm not sure if it would be great for drawing. It isn't as wobbly as the first tip and as my Apple Pencil tip, so that's a win. Alright, now let's go for the first transparent tip. I think it's super cool because you can see exactly where you're drawing, where your line goes, and that actually makes me really curious. Oh my god, this one's nice! It's way nicer than what I was expecting. It feels soft, but I also feel like I have more visual control, like I can control where I put the lines, and I'm not sure if that's a placebo effect or whatever, but it works. It feels comfortable. I would really use this one. It's my favorite tool now. But hey, this tip isn't really metallic. It's actually plastic. The body is transparent and the metal tip is covered by a thick plastic layer. So yeah. Now let's go for the metallic ones. I'm kind of scared. Alright, the first one just has a tiny little bit of a metal tip. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm gonna get a scratch. It scares me anyway. Alright, this one's impressive. It feels totally different. It's like writing with a pen or something. It's really nice, and I mean really nice for writing. The lines are also much more stable, so this one is the winner. Even if it has a metal tip, I don't really feel like it's gonna scratch anything, but still, you know. The next one has an even bigger metal tip. Okay, that didn't sound good. This one feels even more like a pen. And yeah, everything changes, like the sound, the friction, the line quality, but even if it feels more like a pen, it doesn't really feel good writing with it. So I think for drawing this one, it's gonna be a no. I feel like when doing fine lines, it kinda loses precision, like it doesn't really registers at the beginning and at the end. The last tip is also metallic, but it has a transparent body. And in contrast to what it looks like, the writing is not so natural as it was with the first metallic one. It's not really that bad, but when you draw a lot, that becomes a nuisance. Alright, quick recap. These two I would definitely use for drawing. The others are alright, and the metallic ones, they're not really my type. I don't want to scratch my iPad, so yeah. Alright, now I'm gonna make something simple like a sketch or something, but with enough detail to see how it responds in real life. Hang on a minute, what the fuck? Oh my god, no, my favorite tip. It's not working. I don't know where it doesn't work anymore. What the fuck? Well, I guess that's what I get for buying fake tips. At least it's just one because the rest do work. I test them. Of course, the one that's broken gotta be my favorite. Alright, let's begin with the test. These two are characters from my webtoon and game that's not released yet, whom I don't draw the longest time, so I'm gonna use them to practice. I'm gonna make the first one with the worn out tip from my Apple Pencil and the second one with my second favorite tip since my favorite one doesn't work. Alright, after using it in a real drawing, I can say it works. Pressure responds well, I didn't have any issues with those weird blobs at the beginning, and I even finished my drawing quicker than with my iPad worn out tip. So yeah, this one works. And now, final conclusion. If your Apple Pencil tip is as dead as mine, any tip will do. But yeah, these tips are all different, so I think you don't need to spend a lot on original tips when these ones can give you different feelings and different experiences for half the price. But be careful, not all the cheap tips are the same and some might have issues as you've seen. I guess I learned my lesson with this one. Alright, I'm gonna leave you all the links below, the tips, my Apple Pencil, my setup, everything in case you wanna test or buy something. Please just really support me if you buy from my links, at not cost for you. And if you like this video, please subscribe. I have a lot of more ideas planned. Okay, bye!